Right then, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, hello there wherever you are. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knack for various strange, uncanny and odd reasons that involve pubs. Moving on, I'm Paul, I'm also called Knack and I like writing brain teaser quizzes. You may have seen some of my teasers going past today or on previous days. I also like occasionally watching movies if I can find a nice short one that I want to watch, and I also like watching TV shows, and that, frankly, is what I wanted to talk to you tonight. Over the past few weeks, I've been watching the Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, and tonight I've seen episode 5, The Gunslinger. Let me try and briefly sum it up and tell you what I think. Episode 5 of The Mandalorian, The Gunslinger, opens with a Mandalorian, played by Pedro Pascal, defeating a pursuing bounty hunter in a dogfight and ending up having to start or restart his ship over a very familiar desert planet. He then ends up having to land in a repair shop run by mechanic Peli Motto, Amy Sedaris, in a repair shop in the town of Mos Eisley on the planet of Tatooine. We know it from, of course, the original Star Wars movie. Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Yeah, don't ask me about that name. At any rate, Peli is not cheap, and his ship needs extensive repairing, so the Mandalorian decides he needs to find work pretty damn quickly. Asking in the nearest available bar, or cantina if you want to put it like that, it sees the Mandalorian introduce a rookie bounty hunter called Toro Calican, played by Jake Cannavale, son of Bobby Cannavale, he of Mr. Robot fame. Toro is tracking down an elite mercenary called Fennec Shand, played by Ming-Na Wen. I'm not familiar with most of the Chinese dialects, and about as far as I can get is Ni Hao. So I hope the young lady excuses my pronunciation there. At any rate, Toro wants to join the bounty hunter guild that the Mandalorians betrayed, and he wants to join more than he needs the money from the job. Given that, Toro's prepared to do a deal if the Mandalorian helps him catch his target. Now, have I seen another intergalactic space western? Yes, of course I have. First things quickly first, the Gunslinger's taken us back to dear old Tatooine, the planet where the original Star Wars movie started. Don't get me started on this, but I hate the fact that it got retitled as Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope. I know it's the fourth part, but it was the first Star Wars movie released, the first one I saw. So if you sit down and with me over dinner or at the pub or what have you and use the phrase Star Wars, that's the film I'm thinking of. That, to me, is Star Wars. Everything else is a subtitle, quite frankly. But at any rate, this episode of The Mandalorian has taken us back to Tatooine, back to what looks like the same cantina that a certain Mr. Solo caused controversy in, and it shows us all of this. Plus, of course, it mentions Beggar's Canyon, Want Rats, it mentions all sorts of familiar Star Wars tropes. So it's great to see that. It also shows us the Tusken Raiders, the Sand People, communicating with the Mandalorian in various forms of sign language. I loved it. It's a little bit of detailing. It's a little bit of world building that I, as someone unfamiliar with the spin-offs, liked seeing. That sign language is also something that reminded me of the ones the various North American native tribes are supposed to have used, sort of way back when. Apparently the Plains native sign language is now long since gone. It's gone the way of earlier versions of Manx and Cornish. It's being revived, but it's gone. But it's reminded me that The Mandalorian is a Western, not necessarily a science fiction story, even though it's got bantha and all sorts of weird and wonderful things going on. It's good to see it. It's retelling a story, it's emphasising its roots, and it's given me a blast of an evening, to be frank. Frankly, Do I want to see more after seeing this episode? Yes, I do. Have I enjoyed tonight? Yes, I have. Am I going to be back next week doing another video? You bet your bum I will. Hopefully I'll see you then. Please come back, leave me a comment, and let me know what you think as well. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening, and as we're talking Tuscan, yeah, have a good night. Take care now.